Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video I'm excited to do, it's going to be a quick swatch and demo video of the new Colourpop collection. This is the Butterfly collection, one of the new Colourpop collections I should say. This is the Butterfly collection. This was sent over to me from Colourpop. I wasn't asked to make this video and it's not sponsored, but I asked on my Instagram and a lot of you said you wanted to see it. I've gotten a lot of tags about this collection. I feel like a lot of you are pretty interested in it as well. So I thought I would share swatches of everything that was sent to me and I'll show you how I got this eye look and all that fun stuff. So thank you so much to Colourpop for sending this over. I hope that you guys are excited to see this video, and why don't we go ahead and hop into it. All right, so first I want to chat with you about the Flutter By eyeshadow palette. I think most people seemed most interested in the palette. So this is a 12 pan palette and it is $18. It says, we'll take you away with our cool toned soft glam palette with cool mauves, rich purples, there's matte metallic, and also a pressed glitter. So this whole collection is available now on the Colourpop website. So I will be doing some close-ups and swatches of the palette. I really do like the shades inside. I'm a big fan of mauves and purples. One of my favorite colors to wear, especially with green eyes. I forgot I still have my glasses on my head. Oh boy. I'm filming this on Monday. I'm gone this entire week, Tuesday through Friday, visiting my family in Alabama for Thanksgiving. If you guys celebrated Thanksgiving yesterday, I hope you had an amazing one, but I'm trying to get everything in so I can just enjoy time with my family. So I've been wearing these blue light glasses. They're in collaboration with Casey Holmes and Diff Eyewear. I've wanted to try out blue light glasses for a while because I'm on my computer so much, so okay, but this was a palette when I first saw it release. I wasn't thinking to myself right away that I wanted to run out and grab it, even though I really like the shades in here. I like some of these cool tone colors. I think that's really fun. You do have the pressed glitter in there, and then some matte and shimmers, but it didn't give me that pull right away. It didn't make me do that like intense double take, but I'm excited that I received it because again, I like these colors. I could see myself using this palette a lot. Again, it's $18, which is not a bad price from Colourpop. The packaging is really pretty on it. The front has like actual like raised glitter once you feel it. Like it's not just all smooth in there. I know a lot of you were saying you really liked the butterfly aspect. If you guys are big butterfly fans, I would love to know because I felt like I was getting a lot of those types of comments when people were tagging me in this one. So again, this is the eyeshadow palette. I did want to point out that there are a few shades in here that says not intended for use in the immediate eye area. So there is 3 different shades. One of them is Gotta Fly, which is this one right here, last shade in the first row. Also Overpacked, which is the pressed glitter. This isn't the glitter that I see in some of the other palettes with like the really big chunky glitter. This one is more of that pressed one, but it's still considered not safe for immediate eye area. And then also Changes. I want to say change. I just like want to keep going, but changes. This one right here is also it has that asterisk by it, so I wanted to point those out to you, and you can see that on the back of the palette. It does have the asterisks by those, and it also actually it does have the asterisks right on the palette too, which I think is a nice thing. But overall, I do like the color scheme in this palette. I did try it out today just for the first time, but from what I tried, I feel like it's the Colourpop formula. The matte was fine to work with. The shimmers are pretty to work with. I did want, especially with the last collection that I tried, the coconut collection, I do feel like I get a bit of fallout with the shimmers. So I like to either spray my brush, which helps kind of intensify the shimmers anyways, but it can also help them stay on the eye area, not fall on to my face. So that's the biggest thing. Normally with the Colourpop palettes, it's not a huge deal if I have my face makeup done first and then I move to my eyes. But again, I really do like the color scheme in here. Because I am a fan of this color scheme, I do feel like I have, you know, some other mauve palettes. I was looking through my collection to see if I could find anything that I thought was a real comparable or a real dupe, and I really couldn't. Like, I like the Marvelous Mauves palette from Dose of Colors. That's a 5-pan palette and it's all mattes. I like the Huda Beauty Marvelous Mauves palette. That one has 9 shades, but I didn't feel like there was, like, I didn't feel like I had a real actual palette dupe. I could probably try to dupe the single shades in here as best as I could, but palette wise, once I actually looked through my collection, I was like, oh, maybe I don't have something as similar as I thought I was when I first saw this palette. So there's that, but I wanted to do some close-ups and also some swatches so you can see all of the different shades in this palette. So I'll go ahead and insert those clips and chat you through the different shades in here. So In the shadow palette, we have Just Imagine, which is an icy baby pink with silver sheen. Wild Wing is a cool toned taupe pink. Made to Last is a neutral mauve. Gotta Fly is a cranberry. Sunflare is a frosted orchid with a teal sheen. Overpacked is a holographic lavender. Mariposa is a pale berry with pink pinpoints. Angel BB, Angel Baby, is a deep chestnut brown. Lush is a pink ivory. Cha-Cha Changes is a mid-tone taupe. Getaway is a silvery taupe. And Float On is a deep, cool-toned brown. So those are the different shades in the palette. And I think once I actually saw this one up close and was able to put a few shades on my eyes and swatch a few of them, it wasn't like just like a cool toned mauve palette, which I think I was expecting when I first saw it. Like Mariposa has some really fun shimmer in there. I actually used that a little bit on the lower lash line. You know, you have the glitter, and then some of the shimmers in here too just kind of have like a cool reflect. I really do like especially these two mauves. I feel like when I use this palette, I would go into those shades almost every single time. So yeah, I think from first glance, looking at the first photo to actually seeing it in person and using it and swatching it, I was like, okay, this is a little bit different. And honestly, I think Colourpop does a good job at doing that with their palettes. They just make not every single shade in every single palette, but there's multiple shades in their palettes that I do feel like are a little bit unique, that are a little bit different. And I can appreciate that for sure. I like the creativity, I guess, that we can see in the different shadows. So I will say that. I'll go ahead and insert too how I got this eye look, but first I used Wild Wing, and I put that on the inner and outer part of my eyes to create kind of a halo eye. I did a halo eye on my Instagram using the Elsa palette from Colourpop, and I got quite a few people saying that they're intimidated by a halo eye or they think it looks harder than it is. And I would agree. I was really intimidated by halo eyes when I was first like learning makeup. I was like, I'll never be able to do that. But it's actually one of my go-to techniques because I do think it's really easy. There's not a whole lot of blending. A lot of times it's just like 2 shades on the lids, and it can just be pretty quick and simple. So especially after I was getting those comments on the Elsa palette, I was like, I'll just do a halo eye for a YouTube video and share with you how I did it. So again, I put Wild Wing on the inner and outer part of my eye just with a smaller brush. I kind of do blend it a little bit through the crease too. Sometimes I'll use a 3rd shade and blend it into the crease, but I really did like how Wild Wing looked, and I liked that mauve tone. And so I thought I would just use that one. And then I put a Sunflare in the middle. I did spray my brush because again, I do think that I got some fallout, but I put that in the middle of my lid. And then I also topped it with a little bit of Getaway, just to use another shade. Was really the only reason. I don't think I needed to do it. I just kind of wanted to see what those two would look like mixed together, and so I just popped that on the center of my lid too. And then on the lower lash line, I used Angel Baby, this darker shade right here, and smudged it on with a pencil brush. And then I also put a little bit of Mariposa because I was really curious about that shade, and I definitely got a lot of glitter also on the lower lash line, which I wanted a little bit of sparkle and shimmer down there too since we have a shimmery eyelid, so I thought it would be a fun shade, and I actually really like it. I'm gonna, when I use this palette next, I want to put this on the lid and see what it looks like because I thought that that one looked really pretty. And then I also blended those 2 shades out with a little bit of Made to Last from the first row just to kind of blend everything together but keep it a little bit softer. I didn't want to go too deep on the lower lash line. And then I put Just Imagine, the first shade, on my inner corner and also on my brow bone. So that is how I got today's look. Again, it was very fast, very simple, but I feel like it was easy to use. And so far, I think I'm liking this palette off of one use. I think I'm liking this palette more than I thought I was going to based on the initial photos. I think there's actually a little bit more that you can do, and it's going to be a little bit more unique to my collection than I initially thought it was going to be, which that does make me happy. It also released new Super Shocks in the collection. So the Super Shock eyeshadows, they released 4 of the shades in here, and these are $6 each. So we have Ringlet, which is a vibrant lilac shadow with pink sparkle. Like a Butterfly is a deep bronze shadow with multicolored flecks. Flying Circus is a pinky nude with a violet and hot pink flip. And Mighty Morphin is a creamy, icy ivory shadow with hot pink pinpoints. Those are the 4 Super Shocks that came in the collection. I think that these are fun colors. I don't feel like I would need every single one of them. And the Super Shock formula, I say it in like all of my Colourpop videos, but it's personally not my favorite. I would prefer to buy a palette versus the Super Shocks. But again, if there's just like one shade that you're interested in grabbing at the $6 $6, and you can use it, you know, alongside the palette or some of your other palettes, and that can be a good reason to use them. The packaging on these is really pretty too with the butterflies. So those are the 4 Super Shocks. They also came out with 2 new of their Jelly Much eyeshadows. Again, I'm not a big fan of like the jelly formula. I know other brands have eyeshadows and highlighters too. It's not necessarily my thing, but still wanted to show you everything in the collection so you can make your own decision, because I know quite a few people do like the jelly shadows, which we're all different, it's all good. So the 2 shades in this collection are Bouquet, which is an icy mauve jelly shadow with a gold flip, and Buttercup is a white jelly shadow with gold, silver, and pink glitters. Bouquet is actually very pretty. I think if I was interested in this type of formula, I would be a little bit more interested in that one. But again, it's not totally my favorite. I want to play with them a little bit more, especially Bouquet, and you know, maybe try to do an Instagram tutorial with a look on it, because when I swatched that one, I was like, okay, that is pretty. But those are the Jelly Much shadows, so I'd love to know if you were interested in grabbing those. Before we jump into the lips, they also did come out with something that I think is a little bit more unique for Colourpop too. This is the Flyby Pixie Puff Highlighter. So it comes like this in this cardboard packaging, and when you take the lid off, you actually have a loose highlight inside. So it looks like this. And then it also comes with this puff. So I used this today to apply some shimmer, and I have a clip of it, but I tried to apply some shimmer to my collarbones and also my shoulders and just see what I thought of it. So this isn't my favorite type of product. I wouldn't wear it a ton. I'm not really into like the glow oils and I don't know, all of that. I just don't wear them often. So this one is $16. It says glow all over with our newest loose highlighter and cute powder puff. This warm peachy gold looks so fire on everyone. So the packaging is obviously, it's a little bit tricky. It's a bigger package and all of that, and then you have the plastic that you take off inside, but I definitely was getting the highlight kind of everywhere. It was on my desk, it was on my pants, it was on my hands, so it got a little bit everywhere, but I didn't notice a ton. It's been a couple hours since I've put it on. I didn't notice like whoa, I have a bunch of body highlight on my face when on my body when I applied it, but I'm not necessarily super mad at that because again, I don't do this a ton, so I sometimes like something if it's just a little bit more subtle, but I don't know, I feel like maybe when I like kind of turn a little bit, you can see a little bit of a shimmer there, but and I felt like I kind of put it on quite a bit, and I kept going back into the puff and being like, maybe I need more, but I don't know. Again, I'll have some clips inserted, but I don't know. There we go. Can you see it a little bit? Is this like your guys' kind of thing? I just can't say it's really mine, but I thought it would be fun to try out. So you'll have to let us know if you're interested in the body highlighter. And then the final thing that they sent over was the lip set. This is the Come Fly With Me Luxe lipstick set. So inside you do get 5 of the Luxe lipsticks, and these are in the Velvet Blur finish. It is $34. You can also purchase them separately, but if you buy the set, it's $34. Essential shades for day or night. The velvety soft texture creates the perfect soft focus effects that blurs imperfections without drying out your lips. So again, cute packaging on this set, and like I said, you have the 5 different shades. The one that I have on my lips today was just kind of the middle one. This is Virgo Moon, not mood. So this is the one that I have on my lips. I don't mind the Luxe lipsticks from Colourpop. They're not an absolute favorite formula of mine. The Velvet Blurs are pretty. They aren't too drying on the lips. They're not a super creamy formula. They're not a super matte formula. They're kind of in between. They're not too drying. They don't have the best wear time. Like when I first applied this, I went and ate lunch. I actually had leftover turkey and stuffing because we celebrated Thanksgiving with Mitch's family on Sunday. And when I got done eating, I did have to reapply the lipstick because it especially had worn away like in the middle of my lips. But I think that it's a fine formula. Again, I kind of prefer either like a liquid lipstick or more of a mattifying lip, something that's going to stay on for a little bit longer. But if you like more comfortable lips and still a good payoff for color, I think that you would like the Velvet Blurs. And I'll go ahead and do some close-ups of all of the different shades in here. So we have Bloom to Bloom, which is a peachy nude. Oasis is a red coral. Virgo Moon, what I have on today, is the deep rosy nude. Slow Dance is a red cocoa, and Come On Clover is a beet purple red. So you have a little variety, kind of like a little variety of nudes in this set, which I think go well with the palette and all of that. So I think all of the different shades do make sense. And again, you can purchase these separately, or you can purchase the bundle of 5 if that is what you prefer. But other than that, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Again, I just thought I'd come on, show you the swatches and a little demo of me applying some of these different items. I would love to know what you thought. Are you planning to get this collection from Colourpop? Do you like these types of videos? I just needed kind of something quick and simple to film for today, since I'm going to be traveling and all of that. But I hope that you enjoyed it. I have fun making these, and I have fun showing the different collections that are coming out. So do let me know your thoughts in the comments. But other than that, if you guys did enjoy this video, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up. I hope that you'll also consider subscribing before you go, and I will see you in my next video.